G'day everybody, and welcome to Stationeers Beta Branch, which is unusual for me because I don't normally mess around with Beta Branch because it's super regularly updated and it breaks stuff, and I kind of like my Stationeers worlds to last. But the reason I wanted to jump into the beta is they've just given us access to the new terrain. Sort of. These are all test worlds. These are not their final worlds. They're apparently smaller than they're planning for the final worlds at this stage. But they've added this to the beta branch, and I wanted to take a look at it to get a bit of an idea of what to expect when it reaches the full version, the proper release version. You know what I mean. Apparently, what they've done today is completely removed the old terrain system from the beta branch, which means if they're doing that, when we get to the live version, we are 100% going to have to play a new save. Because they've removed the whole lot. It's gone. Done. So we'll see how far I get before that happens. But the fact that this is in beta branch does not mean it's super imminent that this will reach the live version. I've probably still got at least a few weeks left. It depends how many issues they run into. Like, this was supposed to release yesterday onto the beta branch, but the builds failed and they had issues, so it could go either way. It could be super fast and we get access to this next week, unlikely, or it could be super challenging. They may run into issues and it may be delayed further. But either way, I wanted to take a look and see what there is. So we've got 3 different worlds to take a look at. I'm going to start with the one on the top of the list because why not? I'm just going to go with normal so that I can fly around and have a look. I haven't loaded this up yet. This is literally the first time I'm taking a look at this. I didn't even chance. I didn't even do the sensible thing of, oh, I should probably make sure this actually runs. No, I just literally, this is it. This is the first time I have looked at the new terrain. And we are right near the edge of it. Okay, so that's the air. Wait, is this test world 64 meters? I think this test world is 64 meters. Okay, so there's 64 meters, there's 128 meters? Also, my jetpack does not work properly here. How high is the gravity? Anyway, thank you so much, Dragnon, you lunatic. Thank you for the 63 months at tier 3 and the 100 gift subs. Pure madness. And thank you, Johnny, for the 23 months and Darky Nights. The gift subs yesterday that I think I missed. And thank you, Serenity, for 28 months. And thank you, Flashback Live, for the Prime sub. And XE6, thank you for the 1,000 bits. Does anyone know? Is there a way to see what the gravity is on a world? That feels floaty, but my jetpack is useless. Interesting. Alright, let's try and load up the other worlds. We do not need to save that world. New world. Terrain test 128. See what it is. Oof. Okay. I mean, the terrain smoothing is already dramatically different. I guess while I've got a small world, I should see what happens at the edge of it, right? Bonk. Okay. Well. Yeah. Apparently my... What the... What? Oh. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, so these worlds are small. Please tell me the alien one is at least big. Because otherwise, this is a very short test stream. Probably should have checked properly. Oops. All right, let's see what this next one is. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Does my jetpack work? Not really. What have they done with the jetpack? It's so much weaker. Wait, I think I've broken the jetpack. Because it says thrust 0 over there on the right. And that appears to be the maximum thrust. So the jetpack's broken. Good, good, good. This is beta branch. This is what we expect. Nev, how do I give myself a better jetpack? Stabilizer is on. Stabilizer off means that button will turn it off. I thought I'd disable all the mods, but I should probably, I removed, whoops. I removed the Bepanex folder, but I probably should disable the workshop mods. No, Capac's not going to join me. Capac will be doing his workshop stream today, his painting shenanigans. Yeah, you're right. There may be a weird... Oh, okay. Jetpack is actually broken. It's not just me. Good, good, good. We'll go back to the world then. I'll have to... Oh, I'm gonna have to remember to turn all these back on. Oh no. Creative mode. Alright, here we go. At least in creative mode, I might be able to move around a bit better. Let's have a bit of a look around. Yeah, jetpack still doesn't work, really. Though... Can I move? This is the beta, yes. As you can see from the gigantic mountain over there. How do you spawn things in creative mode? I've never actually played Stationeers creative mode. Hard. Backpack. Thank you.
Jetpack critical.
Okay, so if I put this thrust as high as it can go, can I at least... Yeah, I can cruise across the surface. At least there's that. I may not be able to fly, but I can move laterally faster at least. I'm kind of... The things that I'm most interested in seeing here are whether there are terrain features that'll make us want to build bases in specific locations. And something like this thing that looks almost like a road may well be one of those features. But also they've shown off a few pictures of a canyon. I'm kind of wondering if I can find it. So I'd like to see the canyon. I think it's possibly here. Oh, this is just a random height map. This isn't even the one that Rocket's shown off with canyons and stuff. Okay. Oh wait, if I get off the edge, we can get a nice high view of everything because we'll fall off and then keep falling. Yeah, we may actually get a benefit from having the rover. Ooh. This crater's kind of cool. The fact that stuff like this is possible is cool. So this map is pure test. It's not likely, it's not their final terrain. They're likely to have bigger maps than this and have more detailed, more interesting stuff put in it, that sort of thing. Hey, Nabreen. Welcome, Raiders. What were you up to today? Well, Dragon, yeah, I think one of the things they mentioned, one of the things they've mentioned several times about the larger terrain and having this control over the terrain is maybe it will actually be something that they can make efficient enough to allow you to travel far enough that the game doesn't break when you travel a long way. Because if that's possible, then rovers are a thing they can bring back. And we can actually drive across a surface like this. Don't think that's a floating rock. I think that's an asteroid in orbit. Thanks, Kelly Place. Thank you for the Prime sub. Yeah, the increase in view distance is fantastic. It makes having long draw distance makes a space feel so much bigger. I remember when 7 Days to Die added in their long draw distances, and that just upped the feeling of connection to the landscapes by such an enormous margin. Can I actually spawn in a rover? So I don't know that I can. Have they brought that back? Oh, more Voyages of Nero. Nice. Still enjoying it then, I presume. The rover is sort of broken, but I can't remember whether it's how properly removed it is. This feels huge already. I think one of the cool things that this kind of points out is that 4 kilometers in Stationeers is big. And their 8x8 plan, you're not really going to run out of space. And if we can author the maps fairly easily, then you're going to get heaps of map mods out there that are going to make it even better. Yeah, there was if you traveled too far in the past, the game would have generated so much map that the lag you'd experience would be game-breaking. That's why the That's why the Lulan world, where you would explore to try and find wreckage, had to be abandoned. Because that world basically just destroyed the game performance. Alright, let's... Oh, I thought that was the edge of the map. I'm trying to find the corner so I can pop off the corner. Although I guess if I do this... Let myself fall a bit, we can have a look at this from above. And just see how... Try and aim for a spot and get a feel of how really big it is. Yeah, my hope, and they've definitely talked about this. Am I still falling? No. I'm not falling. I am now under the world. Uh-oh. Oh dear. Okay, this did not behave as the test worlds. That's not good. But my jetpack is going up. Nope, not anymore. Oh dear. Oh dear. No, there's no unstuck. This is a brand new issue. Can I reload? I can get back up. So apparently I can't do that. Let's try the autosave, see where I was then. Jetpack atmosphere is offset. It might be. That might be the problem. Alright, I'm gonna go... Where's that high mountain? Maybe that'll give me an overview. I was trying to cheese an overview, but it's not giving me one. So yeah, one of the things that they had mentioned in the Discord that is one option they're considering with the larger map size and the better performance is the possibility of having rovers return and having some reason for you to have multiple outposts on the map. So that you have one, perhaps the reason for that is having concentrations of resources that vary, particularly with deep miners. Not necessarily with the surface ores that we dig up manually with our drills, but with the deep mining ores so that you have deep miners set up in different places to get different concentrations of minerals so that you have a reason to transport goods, and so then you need something larger than your own suit to transport it to make it easier. And the distances would make using chutes prohibitive. So that's one of the things that has definitely been mentioned in the Discord, I'm pretty sure by one of the devs. But not as a, we're definitely doing this, more as a, we're considering this as an option. Once I get to the top of this hill, we'll have a look around, and then I want to see how the mining's behaving. Yeah, there could be a Fort Splitsy and a Fort Capac, exactly. What were the red crystals back there? Probably volatiles. Because there's some nitrous ice, some silicon, some lead, some coal, some volatile ice, oxide. But yeah, the potential advantages for them having now done this are quite considerable. And it does feel really nice being able to do this. Like, look at that. That is a view we could never appreciate in Stationeers before. And considering this was just a random height map off that they grabbed, it looks pretty cool. Yeah, sitting here in this volcano. Could make my volcano lair again. What this means is, I think for me, I'm going to want to have a view. Whatever I build, I'm going to want to have a view. And this is a view. Like, that's pretty spectacular. Let's go... That's not a view we've really been able to appreciate ever before, which is very cool. Alright, let's do some actual testing and see how it looks as we drill. So the drill's behaving about the same, but maybe less chunky? As in less waiting for it to cut through a particular bit? Like, you know that feeling you sometimes get with the drill in Stationeers where it feels as though it hasn't actually registered which voxel you're pointing at? I haven't really gotten that sense now. That's kind of gone. Thanks, Will, for Texas ongoing sub. How's it look if you use the terraforming tool to put back the surface? I imagine it's going to look sharp. We can have a look. What is that called? What's the actual name of that tool? Does anyone know off the top of their head? Terrain. Terrain manipulator. Alright, so I need a canister. Wait, dirt. Canister, and I need a... Oh, no. This spawns in without charge, doesn't it? Oh, no, it doesn't. Yeah. Good. Oops. So it's pretty much the same as what you would expect. How it's behaved before. Which is kind of... I would expect that because the terrain manipulator tool is more about getting a perfectly flat bit of terrain than getting things back to where they were. Before you started messing with stuff. Although I can't seem to fix that divot. It doesn't wanna. Yeah, Nev, it is nice. It would be nice for more games to consider having a repair mode for voxel damage that we do around the place and doing things like that. No, the divot isn't one voxel up. Because this is the flat surface that I create when I place these here. And that surface is higher than the one here. I think to get that fixed, you have to do this. Then set flatten. We actually have to flatten down all of this. So apparently when you place it down, you place it slightly higher, which is interesting. Then the flatten mode takes it. So it's like two separate voxel grids or something, which is strange. Very odd. Yeah, Nev, they did also talk about halving the... Or is it... I guess it's doubling the voxel resolution. Basically, the voxels are currently a meter by a meter by a meter. And they're considering trialing half a meter by half a meter by half a meter. So effectively, we end up with terrain voxels that are 1/8 the size. Which would be interesting. If they can manage to make that work with good performance, the terrain possibilities become quite interesting. Because we can do much more detailed changes to terrain. And I always like that. Yeah, there are a few... I don't know if I can actually spawn any of them. So there's the rover. It appears to lack its wheels. Anyone remember how to actually use this thing? I also can't remember how to get out of the seat. I think I may be stuck. Because Q is meant to get you out, and it ain't working. I think this is a known bug as well. I did notice someone mentioning it on the Discord. So I might not try and get in the rover again. That might have been an error. Spawn explosives. Maybe. That's what the rover kind of used to look like. But yeah, not anymore. It don't work no more. Bye, rover. Oh dear, it's very dark. We got kit, and we got the nah. Don't think any of those work. At all. Hello, Rover. It arrived. I was kind of hoping I'd get hit by the rolling rover. Was what I was hoping would happen, but I couldn't figure out where I needed to stand to make that happen. So, you know, it is what it is. So what are some other things I should be testing with this? Heavy drill. And thanks, Hollow Jonesy. Thank you for the Prime sub. And thank you, Mayfield, also for the Prime sub. Where is the bottom? Well, we certainly don't have the Venus problem of a really, really shallow world. Because I wonder if they're able to make much deeper worlds now, too. Oh. Hey, that's how I can get to the top. Just clip through the terrain. Yeah, they're Schrodinger's wheels on the rover now.
Suit critical. Temperature low.
Interesting.
Temperature critical.
Apparently I can take damage in creative mode.
Suit damage. Temperature low.
Or at least my suit can. I think I sorta did just mine to the center of the world, yes. I'm not sure. I'm not sure whether I got inside the terrain enough that it teleported me to the surface, or if I actually got through. It looks like I got through. Hey, I've got thrust on my jetpack. Oh, yep. Okay, now I can't drill anywhere. Which is weird. So I can drill from the top and then it just disappears?
Power low.
Weird. Real weird. Look at that. I just got rid of a whole chunk. So there's no bedrock. I presume that's going to be one of the things that changes. Otherwise, I am looking forward to playing this with Capac and making doom holes that he doesn't notice. Because that is a proper doom portal hole. Weird. Where does my jetpack cut out? Oh, it just gradually cuts off from below the terrain height. Now it comes back in as I fall down. Interesting. So yeah, I think I can't remember who said it, but I think that does feel like it's right. Like the atmosphere according to the jetpack is offset from where it should be. Oh, there we go. Yeah, hollow planet confirmed. Oh man, I'm so looking forward to building a base in this. So for those of you who are wondering, I have gotten Capac to at least agree to play Stationeers with me again. Just the two of us. So that's going to be one of the things I want to do once the terrain update drops. The proper one. Not just the me mucking around with this. Because I think, especially with such an open terrain, being able to play with co-op is going to make it feel so much better, because we'll pick a location, we'll have to travel, we'll be able to use terrain landmarks to actually navigate by. Oh my gosh, I hadn't thought about that at all. With genuinely interesting terrain, you may not get lost during the day like you do in the regular game. Like, yeah, sure, the GPS markers and all that sort of stuff, but with even, it's going to make beacons that much less necessary. Because you can actually use unique markers for where things roughly are. Whereas with the current worlds, they're all so samey that it's very, very easy to have no idea where you are. Like, people who can actually navigate, like Capac, still get lost in the current worlds. But something like this, they'll be fine. Especially if the mods to allow us to have longer draw distance on the bases and stuff can show up at a distance so that I could see my base on that hill over there. But yeah, that side of things is going to be like a huge difference. UMB, we were talking about that, but just before, I hope they do try and add resource zones. I'm hoping that they use the deep miners, though, for resource zones, generally speaking. Maybe the surface ores would be slightly different in those areas. My way of thinking that it'd be nice for them to do that would be to have the starter area have a bit of everything, but is quite easy to deplete. And if you want to get deep mining of anything specific, you have to go to areas where those things are in abundance. If you just slap down deep miners wherever, you won't really get a meaningful output of specific things. Like, you might not get silicon, or you might not get gold, or you might not get whatever. You need to make sure you've got a few places with deep miners, and then we can have rovers, and then we can have other transport mechanisms, whatever they decide, maybe rails. We've got the Larrys. Maybe we could have a larger scale rail system like that can move between bases, something that's a bit more performance friendly. But they've talked about working on, I think, all the planets, but they're also making the maps bigger than this. This is 4 kilometers by 4 kilometers. Their plan at the moment is for 8 by 8. So 4 times as big. And thinking about the scale of the Icarus maps, which are also 8 by 8. 8 by 8 can have plenty of interesting landmarks. Plenty of interesting locations for you to go and explore and go and build things in and that sort of thing. Yeah, a bit like the Archean ore distribution. Yeah, Smackhead. Yeah. But the terrain update is definitely a big part of it, is giving us this amazing view and these vistas and that experience and bringing that into Stationeers. But reading the comments from the devs over the past year or so about it, it's also about giving them more control and bringing performance in line with things that may now allow them to add more gameplay and enhance gameplay as well. And it'll be handcrafted maps. And at that sort of scale, I think that's fine. And Rocketworks definitely have the skill to make good handcrafted maps because they've done it in Icarus. Especially when you think about the sort of maps that we need for Stationeers, which are ones that don't have vegetation features. With no vegetation features, you can kind of get away with... I feel like the authoring of a map loses a lot of its extra complexity. At least until we get vegetation for terraforming. Terrain is airtight in Stationeers. Yes, it is. I suppose I can test to see if it is here as well, but it is in general, so it should be. Dig into the side here and make sure. I'm not sure what their ultimate plan is for the map edges. I don't know if anyone in chat's seen what their plans are around that. Okay, that's not quite where I thought the grids was going to align, but we'll deal. Oh yeah, could have used the terrain gun to close it. That is a fair point. I need something to build on anyway, so... Stationeers already has toxic atmospheres. Things like Venus and Vulcan are horribly toxic to your character. And to your plants and everything else. And we need area, power controller, battery. We've got cables, vent, and pipe. Okay, that'll do. And just because feels like the right way to do this. Spawn a tank or two and empty them. I mean, I could do that, Nev, but this means I get to do a small explosion. So it feels right. Oh, poop. Stupid. Curse you, glass doors. Oh, I can't jetpack to get up there. Yeah! Set in. Fill. Do I have a tablet somewhere? Yes, I do. Do 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 do. I did want to get a broken pipe. Of course I did. Come on, pipe. There we go. All right. Broken in the way that it should be. Gotta have broken pipes. Okay, drill. Get rid of that. And I know I'm doing this in an inefficient way, and I'm okay with that. Alright, so that'll do. Then I can put the vent back up. Connect it up to power. Build the door. And run the test. What does the door need? Plastic sheets. Glass sheets. Alright, door is shut. Set in, turn on. There you go. Airtight voxels. We should be seeing the pressure going down. Oh, but we aren't. Oh dear. It is refreshing. Still says world as well. Maybe the roof's too thin? Could be that. That's unfortunate. I was hoping not to find something like that. I was hoping some of the airtightness stuff had been improved. Still says world. And seems like it's coming from there. World. World. Maybe they haven't actually made the voxels airtight yet at all. Yeah, I'm just going to gradually fill in the wall and see what happens. The suit pressure drops and then raises and then drops and then raises, depending on how quickly it fills this. But it might actually be, despite saying world, emptying this time. Which I'm taking as we've got the same problems we've always had with the voxels being airtight or not. That hasn't changed with the world gen. Which makes sense. What made you think this might work? Because it does work in the, like, it works the same way in the current version. You have airtight voxels. Airtight voxels are a thing in Stationeers. Mostly. They're a bit iffy. So, vent. Switch direction. I should probably put a vent on the outside to do that. Oxygen. Oh wait. Heh. Oh, I can't drill it. Not deconstruct canister needs to be empty. Oh. $600 pascals. Let's do it again. The voxels are definitely meant to be completely airtight, if airtight. Okay, I might want to just spawn in the ice. Oh!
Suit damage. Suit
Ow. It's 2.5 megapascals in here. Ow! I don't think I die. Why isn't the door broken?
Suit damage.
When does the door break? Does anyone know when the door breaks? Door is taking damage. Oh, yeah. Yep. Okay. So we need to chuck a couple of this in there. Oh.
Toxin critical. Pressure critical. Jetpack critical.
Oh, what's the pressure? 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. $30. Not bad. Whoa!
Pressure critical.
Did I get the stuff for Invar? Yeah. The radioactive warning is toxins. Also, my suit just boiled off me. And this thing is still throwing out flames.
Temperature critical. Toxin detected. Low pressure. Toxin critical.
Huh.
Pressure critical.
So, confirmed, voxels remain mostly airtight, just as they always have been, mostly airtight. You can see how close I was to the edge of the voxel boundary. Like, I think it might have been an incomplete voxel cube for the airtightness there. Which is
Temperature high.
expected. I was anticipating it would be the same as it was, same as it currently is in the main build. Which makes sense. Boxes are airtight if they remember they are. Yeah, pretty much. But also if they're thick enough. The boundary just needs to be thick enough for the voxels to be airtight. If it's half a voxel, it gets confused and it's usually not airtight. Also, if a room gets over a certain size, it can't detect the airtightness anymore. I'm not naked, I'm wearing my underwear. See? But yes, pretty much naked, yes. But yeah. I think that's probably all I've really wanted to look at with the terrain. I will definitely be playing my actual Vulcan world save come Friday. It is Wednesday for me right now. And I'm looking forward to getting further on it and seeing how far I can get before this becomes live, but very cool. This is very much what I was looking forward to. Right now, I think we'll go raid Capac, but I'm also working on a video that I might release on my channel tonight if I get it done in time. So yeah. Stationeers, space engineers, all this stuff coming on the weekend. So there's all that, plenty more to come. And I will see you then. Thanks, B, for dinner. Thank you for the Prime sub.